Hello, Dothackers. This is not an unboxing video. However, it is something that is a result from my many unboxings for Dothack products, merchandise, promos, and whatever else have you in between. So when I'm collecting Dothack merchandise, in some cases, I look for things that I'm missing, things I have not found yet, or things that I'm interested in documenting. And in my journey, when I ship things from overseas, from Japan to North America, sometimes I have to buy things in a set. So let's say there's a listing on Mercari. There's like 5 items on there, but only one item I know I don't have. And is the only time I've ever seen this one item listed. So obviously, if the price is right, I tend to bid on it. And then eventually gets shipped here from Japan. And now I have one item new that I was hoping to get. And now I have 4 other items that I already have or weren't related to Dothack. So this is my journey from all the collecting that I've ever done. This box here is a collection of all my duplicates, or at least most of them. I still have yet to go through every single item just to double check. But for the main part, this box here contains a second pair, a second copy, third copy, sometimes fourth copy of a Dothack item that I've collected. And in the representation of books, for example, there are many different publications. First editions, second editions, third editions. And so those I typically collect locally. If I'm at a bookstore, a used bookstore, a thrift store. If I happen to come across a book for Dothack, I tend to purchase it because most of these thrift stores, if they don't sell it after X amount of days, they will throw those items in the trash. I would rather a Dothack item go to a fellow collector or a Dothack enthusiast or someone who's interested in getting into the Dothack universe. I would rather that book go to them than it ending up in the landfill. And earlier this year, I think it was, or late last year, I heard some disturbing news that Ollie's Bargain Outlet, which is a liquidator store over on the east coast of North America, one count has noted that they've been throwing away new old stock cards for distortion in the trash. They had it on the shelf since 2022 October. It hasn't moved, and so the stores are told to just trash products after they've been sitting there for X amount of time. And that kind of goes with managing inventory. You only have so much space, and if you don't make new space, old stuff that never moves tends to take up valuable space for new stuff that will move. And I understand that, unfortunately, they're just throwing away new old stock. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and open this box and let me show you all my duplicates. Now, what do I plan to do with these duplicates, you may ask? I've been holding on to this mostly as trading material. If I have one item that you don't have, and you have one item that I don't have, I've been holding on to this box as a means to exchanging Dothack merchandise between me and other Dothack collectors. Unfortunately, I've never actually done any of that. Not on a wide scale that I hope to. I mean, I would love to network with other people and, start trading some of these items. And in most cases, I may have to end up selling these items because just trying to find people that have the items that I need and the items that they need may be few and far between. It might just be easier just to sell it either individually on eBay or maybe as a bulk, maybe this whole box. I don't know. I haven't come to that conclusion yet. All I know is these items I already have in my collection, and these are the duplicates. So I'm going to go ahead and open it right now. All right, let's start with plushes. I only have one. This is a Tsukasa plush. I found this at a thrift store. It was sitting on the shelf, face down, with a bunch of dolls around it. It wasn't with the other plushes. I thought that was weird. But there it was, Tsukasa, for like $4 or less. I know it wasn't more than $4, but I already have one of these. But here's the second copy. And obviously, you know, if I have a bad copy of something and then I find a new one, that would be an upgrade for me. So usually I would save the better of the two items that if I had a duplicate of. So you might see some items a little bit worse than wear coming up ahead. So we'll leave Tsukasa there as a lucky charm. These are Japanese strategy guides. I don't remember how I got these, but I do have one for mutation, infection, redemption, rebirth, reminiscence, and infection again. Now, you may notice that the design of these two and this one are different. This is called the Master Guides, and these are called the Complete Guides. And if you look at the thickness of these books, you might see why they're called Complete. Same thing with the IMOQ series. These are, I believe, I always forget, but it's the same thing where you have a master guide. Okay, here it is. Complete guide. And then these are the master guides. And the thicknesses would typically be thicker on the completes than they are of the masters. Next up is a DVD for Dothack Dramatic DVD. I got at least two of these, and maybe I might have a third one somewhere. That was, I believe, part of the special edition of Dothack Link. I don't remember if it was a bonus DVD. I know it's not for sale, so down here at the bottom, not for sale. So I don't know if it was just part of the special edition, or if you got it as a pre-order, and then when you came back, you got the special edition when it was available. Alrighty, this is a Dothack Sign honeycomb box, and there's some stuff in here. So let's go through that. I have a second Haseo. This was gifted to me to a friend. I was holding on to it in the hopes that maybe somebody would have an item that I could trade this for. This, I have two of these. There's a Dothack GU Rebirth USB port. I believe these were given out on the old Ultimate Corp website back in 2006 or 2007. They do list it as part of one of the points purchases you could do from the points that you earn on the website. I don't know if that was the only time they gave these out. Now, I got upgrades of these. These are loose Maha keychain, Grunty keychain, and these are all rubber, by the way. And Shugo keychain. I eventually got the ones with packages for these three, so that's why they're here in this. I have a few extra of the Gashapons, the 200 yen Gashapons. That was Kites. This one is Gardenia. They're unassembled. They're real easy to put together. These are loose buttons, I believe from the 15th anniversary set. Little buttons that you clip on to whatever you want, clothes, backpacks, you name it. But I got a package of all these, and it's original packaging where they're all in a grid, basically. So we got all the characters here. We got Tokyo's. We got Haseo's. We got Black Roses. And Psychos. Kite. Adelie. And This one you could not buy directly. You had to get all of them, and this was the secret rare that you could get if you bought the set only. Because you could buy these individually in a blind grab, or you could buy it as a set, and the set guaranteed you one of each. And then the Ovan was part of that set, so that was the only way to get this, is if you bought them all. Let's see here. These are microfiber cloths. I got 3. There's a 4 character set. I got 3 the first time, and then the second time I got the one remaining character, but the one remaining character came with these as well. So I don't need these anymore, obviously. Again, they're microfibers. Tokyo and Haseo. This is a Dothack Quarantine demo disc. It's not sealed, and it says not for resale demo disc there, and the game ID is also different from the retail version. I also have Dothack Mutation. Well, this is Dothack Epitaph of Twilight Volume 1 light novel, but this is Japanese. There was never a North American edition. Still has the wrapper. This is a soundtrack from the Dothack GU The World magazines. So you can listen to some tracks from Dothack. I believe some of these are unreleased on the official soundtracks. Whoops. This is a Dothack sign, not for sale sticker. Not sure who produced this one. But it also has the emotion label on it on the bottom. This is a mouse pad. Plain and simple. Okay, so going back to this. This is from the magazines. This is also from the magazines. This is a Dothack GU Volume 3, I believe. It's a replacement wrapper. This is an alternative cover. If you got the manga in Japanese, you could replace this as the new cover. These are pencil boards. Little board, put your paper right here, start writing on it. Basically, it's just a flat, smooth surface to write on, and alternate art on the back. So these all come from the magazines. I have extra copies of the Visual Works, Guilty Dragon Visual Works Volume 1 and Volume 3. I finally have all 4 volumes, but in order to do that, I had to buy extras, or duplicates, obviously. This is a postcard from the magazines. This was actually a sheet that was in the magazines. So we'll put that over there with the magazines. These are the American strategy guides for Dothack Infection and Dothack Mutation. These are free publication magazines, Beat Magazine and Side BN. This is basically Bandai Visual and Bandai Namco Games free magazines that they give away over at the bookstores in Japan. This is Dothack Game Animation. It's kind of like Dothack Analysis, if you ever read that one before. Got another pencil board. Don't think this came from the magazines, but I'll put it over there anyways. Okay, so this is a big one. This is a hardback book for Dothack GU Trilogy Dothack Archives Volume 1. So basically, if you ever want to see an art info book done right, you have this hard book here, Dothack GU Trilogy, from the Dothack Archives line of books. And it comes with a protector case for your hardback book. I have all the hardback books and all of the bonus items that came with them. I just happen to have 2 copies of this. This is a magazine clipping from this magazine here. If you'll notice, it shows Dothack right here next to Ray. This is, don't see where, here we go, January 2002 magazine of Shonen Ace. If you turn the page, there's this clipping right here. This is just a copy of it that shows Sadamoto and Dothack working together, collaboration, and the mouse pad that you would get for free at certain events. I think this one's sealed. Sealed Dothackers promotional DVD. This has a few cool things on it. I've uploaded this to DothackArchive.org. I'm sorry, archive.org, where you can download this DVD and play it in your players. The only thing interesting in here is a audio drama called Dothack GU First Login. This is the story of Ovan communicating with Ioten and Asta to set up the early events of Dothack GU when Haseo comes back online. And the prototype trailer, I believe, is on this as well. This is a soundtrack for Dothack Roots Volume 1. This is a soundtrack for Dothack Liminality. It is a single, meaning it's not the full soundtrack where you get all the tracks. This is just a single for the opening and ending, Edge. Another single, this is Silly Go Round. This is the song Angel Gate from Dothack Roots. These are coasters from King of System Karaoke Bars and Dothack G Last Recode. These were from 2017. I've been trying to collect all the characters on these little coasters. I got 2 Sakubos, Pi and Kun. I don't know where I'm at in the collection, but there's 3 characters right there. This is one many people have seen before. This is Dothack Integration. Still has the slipcover, the box case, the paperwork. This was the only way to get Dothack Liminality without the video games in Japan. So Disc 2 and Disc 3. Disc 2 has episodes 1 and 2. Disc 3 has episodes 3 and 4 on it. Disc 1 is this, Dothack Integration, which has Dothack Liminalities over here, but it has Dothack Unison and I believe audio drama. I believe this is the audio drama where Hutaru and Sanjuro go to Japan. And in their travels to Japan, they get separated. So Hutaru goes online at a internet cafe and tells the rest of the people, Shugo, Reina, Uka, and Morel, hey, I'm lost over here in Japan. Please help me. So they go looking for Hutaru, but Hutaru doesn't know what internet cafe they're from. And so that audio drama is available on YouTube if you want to give that a read. Again, it's an audio drama, so unless you can understand Japanese, you might want to use the subtitles. I don't recall if Dothack Gift is on here. These are Dothack Legend of the Twilight mangas, volumes 1, 2, 3. These are all Japanese. Another Seesaw single. This is the opening from Dothack Sign, Obsession, and the ending theme as well. Another Japanese manga for Dothack Quantum Volume 1, or sorry, Dothack Quantum Plus Volume 1. Okay, so these are my North American books. I have Dothack Another Birth, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Dothack GU Plus, the manga, Volume 2. Dothack Link, Volume 2, with a big red sticker on it for some reason. Again, these are all in English. Dothack Cell. Now, most people are looking for Volume 2. This is Volume 1. You can tell right down here where my thumb is. This is a novel. These are novels for AI Busters, Volume 1 and 2. All in English. Now, it looks like the yellowing has began on one of these two. This is Volume 2. Going back to what I was discussing about first editions and whatnot, here we have Dothack Legend of the Twilight Volume 1. You'll notice the Tokyo Pop logo is not the red one that you see on later Tokyo Pops. This is Volume 2. Now you'll notice, this is why I collect the first, second editions. They actually changed the logo for Tokyo Pop from that one that was on Volume 1 to the red one that we see later on. But these are all Volume 2. And look at the size of Reina on the bottom. On the first edition, she's taller than the later editions. And Volume 3. These are all English mangas. Now these, I'm pretty sure I have more of these, but in terms of video games and DVDs, I have Dothack Gift, Dothack GU Returner, Dothack Fragment. However, I may need to double check the DVDs on, or the PS2 disc on these. Because it was recently learned that even though the discs for retail are green, there may be different versions of Dothack Fragments. We did some tests with one of our users on Discord, and they ran the numbers, and it turns out their version could be different, and that has been a problem for those who are trying to use the English patch updater to patch this disc from Japanese to English and to connect to the new online servers, not the original Bandai servers, but the player-run online servers for Dothack Fragment to play online. So that's kind of important that we discovered. Now, the game ID is the same on every retail copy, so that doesn't help. What helps is putting the disc into the tools like PowerShell to get the MD5 hashes and whatnot, or going to redump and using their tools to verify the versions. That would probably be the better case. And getting more people to run the redump tools on their disks so we can find a connection if there are other versions of the retail copy. Because as far as we knew before that, there was only two versions. The early release, which is a purple disc and a different game ID, and the green retail one that is 2557 is the game ID. But again, the version that's stored on the disc could be different. So I might have to double check this before I give it away, just to verify if it's different from the one I currently have. And then we have Dothack Sign Anime DVD. This is Volume 1 and Volume 2. So, that's what I have available for trade I prefer to do. Just so I can help complete my collection and help you complete your collection. So hopefully there was something here amongst all the Dothack merchandise that you may need. And obviously I'm still collecting, so there's a chance that I may get some more duplicates in my collection. But in the meantime, we have novels, manga, games, anime, strategy guides, art info books, soundtracks, vinyl figures, plush figures, rubber keychains, buttons, promotional discs, magazines, magazine bonus items, and then some. Again, this is what I know I have that are duplicates for sure. I may have to go through my collection as a whole again and see if I can find any more items that I have duplicates of. But be sure to go to dothack.org. There will be a link in the video description below if you want to take a look. But I have a list of items that I am currently looking for. I am working on a spreadsheet of all the items I already currently own. At someone's request, they wanted to see what I had. So at one point last year, I started working on a spreadsheet, just cataloging all the things I have. Otherwise, you would have to go to, our YouTube shorts and look at all the short videos I made of all the items that I documented and the ones I documented on the website dothack.org. But the list on dothack.org is the items I'm currently looking for. There's a wish list called Erroneous Wish List. And there you can see the items that I'm interested. And if not, then again, I may have to just start selling them instead of trading what you see here. That makes it harder for me because I know I'm looking for specific items, 1, 2, or 3 items. I don't want to buy more lots and end up in this mess again with more duplicates. I'd rather just get the one specific items I'm looking for to complete my collection journey here with the Dothack merchandise and franchise as a whole. So let me know what you think. What was interesting in this selection here? Is there anything that you hope to add to your collection someday? What items are you looking for if you are a Dothack collector like I am myself? And hopefully I'll get some more information to you guys. Like I said, my 3 choices right now are trade, preferably, sell individually, or sell as a big giant lot of everything that you see here. And with that, thanks for watching.